What's going on, everybody? John Impany Sports. And today, we're going to talk about another talented prospect. In most years, he'd probably be raved about, but with Aiden Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeaux, he's kind of going under the radar a little bit. Now, as a Giants fan, I'm focusing on Ojabo a little extra close. When pick 5 and 7 come around, I'm pretty sure Ojabo will be on the board. Now, I think Giants should probably take a tackle with the 5th pick because Carolina's right behind them and they really need a lineman. But if Ojabo is the guy at 7, you make that pick, I'm not complaining a bit. This guy may have the biggest ceiling in the entire draft. Maybe you could say Kayvon, he's a little bit more athletic. He's already a hell of an edge rusher. And when you factor in he's still a raw player, the question pops up, how good can he be? And I think he has a good shot at reaching his ceiling. He shows awareness sometimes that he shouldn't possess at his age. And the little experience that he has had. I read an article that said he didn't play football till his junior year of high school. And I think with Ojabo, the instincts is the thing that really buys me in on him. I don't worry about him being a boom or bust prospect. So I think I'm kind of staking my flag on this one. If this kid busts at the NFL level, I'll just quit scouting. And I'll just probably never forgive myself. Instincts can get you far. You obviously need more than that. And we're going to get to all that stuff. What I really like, what his strengths and weaknesses are, is the run defense. Listen, before I get into this stuff, this is very ticky-tacky. When I talk about weaknesses or concerns, I'm talking about maybe stuff you see maybe once every 2 games, once every game, once every 20, 30 snaps. So this is very nitpicky, but he really does need to improve in the run defense. I will say as a whole, he gets a passing grade. He's pretty good in that department. But he is a little bit kind of similar to Azeez Ojulari in that department. He shows flashes of plays where he's got great placement, slashes to the ball carrier, and just makes it look easy. Then there's plays where he's being swallowed up at the point of attack. I think the biggest thing for him is just learning to use his length to his advantage and just having better timing. So repetition, in a role as a full-time gig would iron out a lot of these probably. Wherever he goes, he needs time. Get him snaps and don't move him around. Give him a concrete role. I think that would be best for him. And the team that drafts him, you want to slowly build him up, fine. But have him solidify a position by the end of the season. I think it would damage him to just bring him in and kind of use him as a third down pass rusher early in his career. Again, if you're a Giants fan in here, think of how the Giants slowly worked in Azeez. And by the end of the season, he's getting 75% of the snaps. Something else he needs to improve in is his pad level. He pass rushes a bit high at times. Overall, he's such an athlete, it doesn't kill him. But when you go to the NFL, the leverage game begins. And I will say overall, he plays with really good leverage. Again, like I was saying, this is only maybe 1 snap in every 30 you see this. And to me, if he wants to be a high-end elite pass rusher, he's really going to have to improve his overall strength. I think he can put 10, 15 pounds on, no problem. He can get a bunch of sacks with great burst and speed. But if you really want to be a top 10 pass rusher in the NFL, you need to be able to transfer speed into power. That's what it's all about. NFL tackles are just no joke. They are crazy athletic nowadays. This ain't the 1980s. His burst off the line is great, and his acceleration through the play is impressive. Now, once in a while, he'll give a false step, which slows him down a bit. But I'm pretty sure coaches day one will be on him, just pounding that in his head to get that cleared up. But his speed and burst is going to affect tackles, plain and simple. You have to respect it. And he counters off his speed very well. He has a hesitation move that has given tackles fits in college. He's done a good job forcing tackles to overset. At times forces them to jump inside depending on what he's doing. And he has counters for either one of those situations. He shows a great rip move, even though he don't have elite strength. So that's nice to see. He still has a lightning fast punch, and that gives tackles really no chance when he uses it properly. His punch will be a weapon for Ojabo, but he needs to find his strike zone more often and be more accurate. That's another thing that will help in the run game as well. Now he has a spin move in his bag as well. That's nice. I like to see that. And we saw what Dwight Freeney did with spins in Indy. When it's done perfectly, it's almost indefensible. This guy just checks every box. He's got the IQ, high-end athleticism, plenty of pass rushing moves, high motor. high motor that goes for days. Great flexibility. He's able to bend and move laterally with the best of them. Add on great recovery after contact, and he has the measurables. Excellent length. So, I mean, it's the complete package. It's all there. And once he perfects his striking and adds strength, there's no reason he can't be as good as any pass rusher in the NFL. To be completely honest with you, there's nothing holding him back. That's the kind of ceiling he has. He just needs experience. I hope he goes somewhere where he'll get a starting job right off rip. But again, the sky's the limit. I've been thinking of a reasonable comp for Ojabo. I see people saying Carlos Dunlap. I get that, but I mean, Dunlap was like 294 pounds coming out of college. I see a little Chandler Jones in him. It may take 3-4 years to refine his game to get to that point, but I think he's going to be a high sack guy. If you told me in 4 or 5 years he's pulling down 14, 15 sacks a season, yeah, I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. It's just unbelievable amount of talent he has, and I believe in him. So if the Giants get their tackle at 5, at 7, here to look at this kid, take him. I mean, I'll celebrate it. That's it for me. Pretty soon, gonna get to some of these quarterbacks, some of the cornerbacks and quarterbacks. This year, there's a ton of cornerbacks, and there's a bunch that are really good. I know that's something that's not high on the Giants list, but it's nice. I really do enjoy looking at secondary players. But that's it for me. Like, subscribe, and peace.